Rose. Woman of great mystery.
Thank you, Michael. Hello, everyone. So this is my first story night. I've done a couple stand-ups here, and I wrote this as a tribute. Actually, I wrote this while some of the characters were still alive, but all of them are in the non-physical now. So this is a tribute to them, and it's also Pride Month, so I thought it might be appropriate. Is my cat Simba gay? So my first cat, as an adult, came to me through divine intervention. I had a wonderful friend named George, and he was gay, and he invited me over to his parents' house. They were Romanian, and they didn't know that he was gay, so I was supposed to go to their house and pretend to be his girlfriend. I really didn't like lying, but I did that, and I had a wonderful time. It was a beautiful home, lots of land, and I would go out for a cigarette. And when I was having a cigarette in the garage, this little kitten came up, purring around my ankles and following me around. And every time I went out there he was, following me around. So I went back in, and I asked his family, I said, like, where did this cat come from? And his brother said, oh, my brother just dropped him there today. He was going to be a farm cat. I'm like, okay. What's wrong with this cat, though? Because he's got runny eyes and nothing, silence. And I'm like, okay, must be a runt, something like that, right? So we have a nice visit. I enjoy my time with his family, and I'm going to drive home. And I'm backing up by the driveway, and the cat actually, this half-pound kitten, goes right behind my car, like he won't let me leave. And it's quite a ways away from there where that garage was, right? I'm like going, okay, this guy's trying to tell me something. So I decided to put him in a box, and I drive him back to Hamilton, because that was actually in Kitchener. And he's like crying and screaming all the way. It's like, you know, it's like, meow, meow, meow. I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? Like, the whole way back to Hamilton. But anyway, we ended up, we get home, he becomes my buddy, and we end up getting really close, actually. And I was in an old house, and actually the floors were slanted, so he could push a ball, and then it'll come back, and then push the ball. He could play by himself. It was really great, you know. So it ended up that I was like, oh my God, this cat's really smart, you know what I'm saying? So I would like to, there was one time where I had these stairs, and I'm like, throw it down, and then he goes and grabs it and brings it back up, and then throw it down, and then he goes and grabs it and bring it back up. And I threw it down one more time, and he looked at me and was like, I'm not doing that again. Like, what's your problem, lady? Like, the cat never did it again. He never did it again. He definitely had a personality. So I end up having to go away, and my girlfriend babysits, and she starts putting him outside. I really didn't want him to be an outdoor cat. Next thing, he's outside, stuck in the tree, all drama. Oh my God, I can't get down. I'm like, okay, honey, come down. He said, no, oh my God, I can't come down. I'm like, just go this way. And then I'm like, this cat's too. I knew he was faking it. I was like, fuck you. So I like stomp, stomp, stomp. And I decided to like fake him out, right? So my door was on the side, the tree was over here. I pretend I go inside, but I don't. I slam the door and I just wait like this. I caught him. I was like, I knew it. I knew that he, you know, I knew that he was lying to me. Anyways, so, and he would follow me everywhere, like when I was having a bath and things like that, and he would follow me, and then he'd lick himself and look at me like, why you gotta do all that when you can just lick? Like, I don't know why you would need water, you know? So anyway, so it ends up, years would pass, and Simba would be diagnosed with diabetes. This would be like years and years later. It was a big part of my life, and the one vet was like, oh, no, it's not gonna work, and it's going to cost a lot of money. And truthfully, I prayed about it. This is not part of the story that I wrote, but I'm sharing it now. And I was sent to this other place, and the guy was like, affordable, show me what to do. I come home, and I'm learning how to give shots to my cat, right? And we were so close, he'd actually pee in a cup for me to check his levels. Like, he's put a little ass, and, you know, so I would be giving him a shot, and he'd pee in the cup, and I'd check his levels. And I'm like, oh, honey, you're balanced. Oh my God, this is so exciting, right? He's like strutting down struts down the path in front of the sidewalk. And I'm looking out my window, and there's a little area of like trees on the side there behind a fence. And next thing I'm hearing like screaming. I'm hearing him screaming. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And I ran outside, and I see this other cat like humping on Simba. And I'm like going, oh my God. So I break it up, I bring him inside, and I call my friend Randy. Now, Randy was more like my gay friend, but like a girlfriend, you know, like those shoes don't go with those pants kind of girlfriend. You know? And so I'm like, Randy, I'm like, is it possible that my cat's gay? Like, and he's like, Rosie. Now, Randy had a beautiful collie. His name was Duke. The dog barely barked. It was one of the most elegant dogs. He's like, one day I was walking Duke, and this Rottweiler started humping him, and Duke was just so well-mannered, he let it happen, had this confused look on his face. And he said, I didn't know what to do. So I offered him a cigarette, and if he needed therapy, you know, do you need therapy, sweetie? So the next thing, I'm like laughing with him, and I'm inside the house, and the cat that was humping Simba's in the back, and he's like crying for him. He's a really beautiful black Persian. I'm like, Simba, honey, I'm really proud of you for attracting a really hot kitty, but I'm a little jealous because you're getting laid way more than I am. Thank you.
One more time for Ruth, please.